Right guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman Studio, and today we've got Nick in the chair. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Good. I'm very well, thanks, yeah. So, what's the plan? What are we doing today?
A whole new look, really. Just all off.
Okay, yes.
I've got a few ideas.
Okay.
Not too short.
Okay,
but just with a bit of length in the top and on the sides.
Okay.
I've got a few photos.
Let's have a look at your photos, let's see what you're saying. Right, okay.
But with a bit of texture, like this.
Okay.
But a little bit shorter than that, if that can work.
So can you tell me what your hair's like when it goes short? Have you got curly hair when it's short?
When it's wet.
When it's wet, not when it's dry.
If I style it, it's like yours.
It's like mine. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, sweet.
I've got an old photo of me somewhere. This was before I grew it.
Okay, yes, there's a little bit of wave in there,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Okay, Sandra. So I think the picture that you showed me there, if you go back to the one that you like the look of, it's very heavily styled. Okay, it's a photo shoot. So you've got to take that with a slight pinch of salt, but it might not look like that every day. But if that's the sort of same shape you want to go for, you've got a little bit of length through the sides, so it's not like clippered effect. You've still got length, and then obviously a bit longer on top, so you can put some texture in. I reckon that'd be fine as long as I want to see what your hair does when it gets shorter, okay? Because you just showed me a picture there, but it might have changed.
Yeah,
because it's probably been a long time.
A little bit short around the sides as well, but not too short. Don't want to fade or anything.
So how short would you like to? Do you want to?
Well,
you don't want to see
because the back of my hair's shaved.
Yeah, you can see that down the bottom there.
So
about that length.
That sort of length.
Oh, okay, sound, yeah. All right, cool. All right, cool, man. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds good. God, this is going to be a big change, man. Are you ready for it? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No worries. What are you doing with the hair? Do you want to donate your hair, or what do you want to do with it?
My partner wanted to keep it.
Wants to keep it. All right, let's do that then.
Yeah, if
all right,
that's
cool.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, of course it is, yeah. Everyone knows you're doing this, right?
Not only my missus and my daughter are with me.
Oh, they're with you? Oh, nice.
They've gone to get something to eat with a grandchild. Yeah.
Ah, nice.
So they're the only two.
Nice. So you're going to, have you got like, do you work with a lot of people, or like do you work from home or anything? Or?
No, I'll remove asbestos for a living. There's two of us.
Oh, do you?
There's four.
Okay.
Who do it.
And you haven't told them, no?
No.
Do you know what? It's probably, I mean, with the job that you do as well, like it must be such a hard thing to have for your lifestyle in terms of what you do for a living with long hair, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
I started around it through obviously lockdown, but.
So is this a lockdown growth, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my partner's cut it probably 4 times. Like trimmed it.
I was going to say, do you know when you walked in, right? I saw your hairline. I was like, you got a cracking head of hair, man. Cracking.
An old bloke,
well, you're only as old as you feel, right? You know. Right, mate. So, are you sure?
Yeah.
I ask everyone this. 100%.
100 million.
I won't leave you sitting like that for too long, mate.
No, yeah.
So was this like just like a little bit of a kind of like couldn't get a haircut experiment?
Yeah, me daughter cut it through lockdown, and I was like, right, I'm growing it now.
Nice.
And then obviously went back to work, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to just grow it, see how long I can before I get peed off with it.
Basically,
and cut it off, and and all of a sudden it got to where I could put it up into a little top knot, and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep growing it, and
Nice.
But it's last sort of 6 months is starting to get annoying, really.
Yeah.
From work and everything.
So your daughter was she just watching videos cutting it, or was she a hairdresser as well?
No, it's just trimmed it up, yeah.
Oh, fair enough, yeah, fair play.
I've had every haircut you can imagine.
Have you?
Before this, I've had a Mohican,
Nice.
I've had a mullet, I've had mod.
Nice.
Everything. Yeah, everything you can imagine I've gone and tried, and some look awful and some look alright.
Do you know what? I think a lot of the time, right, is a lot of it is just trial and error and having fun. You know what I mean? I know it can sometimes be like, you know, some people want to get like something that suits the face shape and all that, which I love all that as well. But sometimes it is just about having that kind of personality that just goes, you know what? Yeah. Sod it. I'm going to have a bit of fun with it, see where we go with it, you know? Right. Ready for this?
Yeah.
There we go. I'd say this is probably the only haircut you've never had. Is what you're going to be left with now after these pigtails come out. There we go. There's one. Two. I'll leave them over here for you, mate, okay? 3. And last but not least, 4. Have you ever had this cut before?
Yeah. In the 90s.
It's like a 90s bowl cut, right? Yeah.
When at school, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, 100%. Right, so there we go.
Different already.
It does, doesn't it? I know. Yeah, I reckon we're going to be able to get that lovely texture in your hair, you know. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Right, so let's give this a shampoo condition. Let's just get it back to blank canvas. Yeah. And then we'll get started. All right? Yeah. Right, guys. So, shampooed, conditioned Nick's hair. I'm going to go straight in. I'm going to do the back and sides first. Cut the top into connect. Go from there. All right? So, horseshoe section, because again, Nick was quite conscious if it suited him. So, going in with the back and sides first, always a good way to build up that shape, to make sure that it actually does suit the face shape as well. And obviously we're going to be taking a good amount of length off the top as well. But for me personally, I want to build the shape up. And then obviously Nick can see this kind of coming into the style as well.
Because I never have it down. I always tie it up wherever I never go out. Yeah. Even indoors, tie it up.
Tie it up, yeah. Do you know what's crazy though? Do you know when you think about the obviously having the longer hair? If you didn't have the bun at the back, it would look like you had a shaved head.
Yeah,
it's so tight, isn't it, to the back? It almost looks like you've got a shaved head. Right, so there is my horseshoe section. I'm going to start with the back and side. So we're going to use the guide at the back. So I've already got a guide in place here to work from. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to cut this with my fingers first to a short length. Because I still want to keep that texture. That picture that Nick showed me, he's still got a little bit of length up here. So I can still taper that down no matter how short. But I'm going to start with the fingers just so that I give myself a little bit of room to play with when it comes to connection. One finger width sections, very small because we're taking a lot of length off. So the rule of thumb is, more length taken off, the smaller the section goes. So knuckles pressed against the head and we just cut down. There you go, guide from behind. And you don't need to cut all the way down to the bottom, okay? Because that's going off anyway. I'm taking temple away. So, talking about the haircuts that you've had in the past, Nick, what was your favourite one?
It was more of a Mohican than a mullet, but I had it coloured as well, multicoloured.
No way.
Yeah, and it was like blue, red, green, yellow, it just went mad, really.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So when was that? What decade was that in?
That was about 15 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah. So when colour was kind of in still, then with
about
guys
15,
then, yeah?
16 years ago, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because I remember like when I started in the early 2000s, and it was around sort of 2005, 2006, probably the 2006 World Cup, you know, when Beckham dyed his hair blonde.
That's right,
That went wild. The world went wild, right? Well, the UK went wild, should I say. I don't know if the world went wild, but the UK went wild. And that basically changed our industry completely. That almost gave like even the manliest of men an opportunity to have a hairstyle that they might not have ever tried. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously we started doing a lot of colour. I was doing a lot of crazy colours. So I'd had a couple of different colours in my hair as well. I'd been red, blue, not like multicoloured. Yeah. But I definitely you bleach it up and then you go to the backwash, they paste it all on or they sit you up and then they put the colour on. And I'd had a couple of like crazy colours, but that was kind of, I think that really opened the doors to guys just trying something out, didn't it? You know?
Trying everything, different, yeah.
And you know your job, have you always done this job?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so have you always been your own boss as well?
No, I worked for companies.
Okay, and how did it go down when you did have all the crazy hairstyles when you worked for other people?
Oh, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah? Oh,
the building industry is pretty relaxed really about things like that.
Yeah, fair play.
Get away with anything.
I suppose you're not really, I suppose you're just doing your job, but you're not really, you're client facing to an extent.
And a lot of the times you've got a hard hat.
Yeah.
When you're on big sites, so yeah, it's covered.
You had a hard hat just sitting on top of your mohawk, by the sounds of me. I can't imagine, I can't actually imagine what it must be like not being able to do that. You know, occasionally I've had times where I've worked for brands where you have to be suited and booted and you have to say a certain thing or wear a certain thing a certain way, but I think on a whole, my industry's great that I can be creative and we can all be creative, you know.
You wear what you want as well, yeah.
I've got a lot of clients. I've got clients who have been like sent home from their job in the office if the back and sides are going too short. And
really?
Yeah, I've had all that, yeah.
Like schools?
Like school, and it's like 50-odd-year-old fellas as well, you know. Don't think it's like that anymore. I think since COVID, I don't know if you could agree on this or anyone watching could maybe leave us a comment and let us know, but I feel like since COVID, workplaces seem to be a lot more understanding and open about certain hairstyles and certain looks. So like there was a time when if you wanted a beard, you had to take a couple of weeks off, grow the beard, and come in with a beard styled. You couldn't grow it throughout the time of your, if you were in work, because it would look scruffy, right? So usually people take the 2-week holiday, grow a beard, get it line it up themselves, go into it 2 weeks later, and they've got that's their look. But I remember when beards weren't even acceptable in workplaces, right? And I think since COVID, when everyone kind of shaved it off, grew a mullet, grew it long, I think, and obviously working from home as well, I think that kind of maybe made business be a bit more lenient on personal style and whatever else. Men's hair as well. I don't think there's one set style. I think it may be geographical as well. I think styles sort of, if you think of certain styles, like when I get clients from the Midlands, for example, it's a lot of fade and it's a lot of like mullets or crop fringes. And if I go to get clients from Manchester, it's a bit more modish. Get clients in Liverpool, it all kind of changes geographically.
Because a lot of the youngsters around our area, like the boys' age, 16, they've got sort of like perms. Short on the sides and then a big perm on the top with a fringe.
Exactly.
I was thinking about a mullet.
Were you?
Yeah,
It's too late now.
I know, yeah. But then I thought, no, I've had one before.
yeah, definitely. Is this a style like maybe, have you not had this style for a while?
Similar, but not like as textured on the top. Yeah.
Okay, sound, yeah, cool. So we'll go to town with the texture then. All right, we'll make it really, really textured. All right, if this is the first time you've had it.
Yeah,
let's be a bit creative with it then. So what I'm doing, I'm matching up to the knee, which is roughly about a 3. Okay, so I'm gonna do a 3 on the back and sides, graduate that up a little bit, and then go a bit tighter towards the ears and around the sideburns. All right, so it's not skin fade or not like that. All right. Now we still want a graduation. We want a nice blend into the top. We can be creative with texture, but we don't want to leave it undercut or anything like that at all. So you can have movement in the blend, still create face shape, but still have texture going out as well. So by doing something like this, not only is it a really good finish, it also gives me that room for error too, that I can always take a bit more off if I need to, Here's a slightly shorter finish. Working down with the 1.5, because that'll create like a number 2. What I'll do is just cap off any of them little kind of stray curly hairs at the bottom, and then I can work on that taper then. It's always one of these, when you're doing anything like these big transformations, there's a lot of unnatural hair direction going on. So like here is unnatural. That's just obviously where it's been pulled back or tied up or whatever, it's been a kink that he's had for a long time, just from his autopilot, just kind of pulling it back, keeping it where it is, just creates kinks in the hair. So that's why I always try and play it safe and just kind of work with the clipper over comb for this bit. There's my guide, just working down to the point where I start to blend this into the 3 and then down into the taper. Again, clipper over comb around here to clean it up, down into a 1/2 to taper up the neckline, nice and neat. So Nick, when you downloaded TikTok, mate, did you ever think you'd be on it?
Never.
Potentially a superstar as well, Nick. Yeah. You never know, mate. You never know.
Male model, you never know.
That's it, exactly. That's it. You'll have people going, I want this look.
Yeah.
You can have people saving your video, taking it in, going, I want this.
Nah, face for a radio, me.
So how's it feeling so far then? Is it feeling a bit liberating not having all that hair?
Nice, yeah, it feels right.
Yeah,
feels
that's
nice.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm just working back on a cross check, just to make sure. The more I run the comb over it, the more it's going to break up that unnatural growth. So I'm going to work on doing the detailing now. Switch combs as well, so I was on my size 5 comb now. So now obviously going to a shorter length down the bottom, you need a slightly smaller and finer comb. So that's why I've gone on to this one, because I'm not going down to like I'm going to like a 1 or a 1/2 or anything, that way I'd switch to a smaller comb. Got the gist that when Nick was saying he didn't want to fade, he didn't want scalp. That's the idea that I was getting. So using the nape as a guide clearly shows that Nick's not looking for any sort of scalp exposure or skin fade or anything like that at all. So By using the size 5 comb, I'm never going to expose the scalp. So you're taking quite a lot of length off the top. I'm going to start with creating a profile section to start with. Okay, so set me up for the length and also a guide I can use to connect into the sides and also take it down too as well. So come from the top, straight back, the crown, like so. So we've got a guide. I'm going to give you what I think is a good length, all right? Professionally, what I think works. So I reckon we take about that much off the top, so it leaves us with that much underneath. Are you okay with that length coming off?
That is perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect, cool. There we go. So you take a section all the way down, like so. Split that in half, so then what you've got is a guide either side when it comes to cutting. So you pull this over, as you pick this up, our guide is coming from the left hand side, right there, just like that, okay? Let me use that. Do 1 finger width sections as well because we're going shorter. And what we have here, pull this out, we've got our guide here and here, okay? Like so. And then we're going to point cut through this now, just to take away a lot of the form of start off this texturized now. So this is secondary shape we're doing now, just like that. We pick our 1 finger width section, got our guide coming from the left hand side there. Now I'm point cutting it to start with, just because Nick might be wearing it up, might be wearing it down. It just gives a slightly more jagged finish. Onto the session point now, like so. Got our guides there, rotating to. And then make sure the top up, just like that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring everything, because it's coming past the crown, I'm going to bring everything and take away a lot of this length through here now, just to connect it in. Just to match. Just point cut into that little peak that's there now. Add some texture into this now with the razor. Just breaking up this little corner here. I don't need now, it's all been cut and textured. Take the corner away. Right, would you like more length off the top there, or are you happy with that length that you've got?
Yeah, I like that length.
Yeah? You happy with that, yeah? Right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I didn't want it too short.
No, exactly. Right, so let's blow dry this up now. And then I'm going to finish with a little bit of clay. So about a 5p size amount, or a pea size, whichever way you want to look at it. I always say a 5p piece is about that much you're using in your hand, right? And then we start from the back, or work to the front, okay? And don't forget, it's wild when you blow dry it, but when you come to style it, it starts to soften a bit, and that's when you can get that real full messiness in there as well. So again, like that picture you showed me, it's very textured, it's very messy, and you can get a very heavily textured finish out of the style at the same time as well. So keep your fringe coming up. I think it suits you having your fringe up. Tuck it in, and then just play around with it like that. So it's as close to the picture as possible, obviously with the shape that we've created in there for you as well. That's just one way of styling it. You can wear it down, you can wear it up. There's loads of different ways you can wear this, but it just depends on what you like the look of. But I think that's probably as closest to the pictures we'll get, mate, if you're happy with that. You can see that.
Yes.
You got the texture, the movements.
Love it.
Really suits you as well, man. And then sits in there like that. So you still got a little bit of texture in the blend.
Yeah, yeah.
That still falls in there. So again, messy texture, it works really, really well. And the height balances in with the face shape as well.
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much, man.
No problem.
Looks really nice. Thanks for that, man. Appreciate
no problem.
it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, well happy, yeah.
Thank you very much, bud.